This is Shine Valentine back today again with a new episode. Today's episode, I want to say, what's the point of dating a guy with potential if he is not using it? Again, what is the point of dating a guy with potential if he is not using it? I don't really see the point of any woman dealing with a guy who claims to have potential but is not using it. In my opinion, if you have potential as a male and you're not using it, then essentially you don't have it. Because if you have something and it's not being used, it is of no use to anyone. It's of no use to you, and it darn sure is of no use to the woman you call yourself dating or marrying. And this video is not going to be long because, we hear this a lot about men with potential. And no, I'm not really directing this towards younger men because they are still in the process of having something, building, if they are diligent about it, if they are actively trying to. They may be still in school. They may be still just learning new skills about different things. So this is not really directed to them. But this is directed to the men over a certain age who are not where they need to be, and who keep saying to women who they are pursuing that, oh, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, I'm going to go back to school for this, or I'm going to open up a bar, or I'm going to go to real estate school, or what do men say, or I'm going to, they just come up with whatever his dream is, okay? Or I'm going to be a rapper, or whatever the hell. Y'all know, whatever these men say they're going to do, that's fine and dandy. But if there's no action behind it, then what you're saying is irrelevant. And so I'm going to give you an example of what I mean. Having potential means nothing if you don't use it. It's almost like saying that you have a recipe to bake a cake and you have all the ingredients, yet you have not put the ingredients together, made the cake, and baked it. Once again, saying you, and I know this sounds weird, but listen to what I'm saying. Essentially, you're telling a woman that you have potential, yet you're not out here making no money. You're not doing what you said you were going to do. So there's no fruit. There's nothing, you have nothing to show for your so-called potential. Potential just means that you're not where you want to be at yet. That's all that means. And you want someone to stick around till you figure it out. But you don't want any suggestions because, men, they want to be the leader. You can't give them advice about anything or steer them in a certain direction. Oh, they don't want that. So you can't say anything. You just have to listen to them vent and then not do anything. I'm just confused. But saying you have potential but you're not using it is essentially like me having a recipe. No, essentially like you having a recipe to bake a cake. The recipe is written down on a piece of paper. You got that on the table, and next to that recipe is the ingredients to bake the cake. It's all scattered on the table. Yet you have not gotten a bowl and combined the ingredients and made the cake. You haven't made the frosting. You haven't done anything. You haven't actually prepared the cake and put it in the oven and baked it. And so a woman dating a guy who doesn't bake the cake, like, this is the thing, right? You have all the ingredients to bake the cake. You have the manual, the recipe. You went to the store and bought the ingredients, but yet you for some reason haven't actually made the cake and baked it so that I can eat it. As a woman, I don't have time to deal with you having the ingredients in the recipe. I need you to follow the directions, okay, of the recipe. Take the ingredients, make the cake, and bake it so I can eat the cake, okay? I want to eat the cake, Anna Mae. I want to eat the cake, okay? I want to eat the cake. So you're saying you have potential, so potential just means that you're claiming that you have all the abilities to be successful. You claim that you know how to be successful. You claim you have like, this word potential has just been exaggerated, and I don't like it. Either you're where you need to be at or you're not. Now, however, if you're at least halfway there, like if you're putting actions, like if you have the recipe to bake the cake and you have the ingredients, and I see you in the kitchen actually reading the recipe, and you've already went to the store and gotten the ingredients, and I actually see you starting to put the ingredients in a bowl, but you maybe made a mistake or two, or you put too much egg, or you did some things wrong, or you put too much milk, or whatever. Y'all, I don't bake or whatever, but anyway, you put a little bit too much of the ingredients. You didn't follow it verbatim. And you say, I gotta, and then you say, okay, let me dump this in the garbage. Let me start all over again. Then that means that you're halfway there. At least you are trying to bake the cake. At least you are preparing the cake to get it baked so that I can eat the cake. Okay? So that we both can eat the cake. Okay? See, you having, as a man having potential and not using it is not benefiting him nor the woman. It's not benefiting anybody. Because you were, I know in the world, a woman will run into a guy that says, oh, I have potential. I mean, and I'm bringing this up because I remember having a conversation with a guy before, and he talked about how women will deal with a thug and a bum and a car thief and a loser. But he said they'll be down for those men, but a guy who has potential, they won't stick around for him. He says also a guy that is lacking motivation and a low will, which is essentially the guy who has potential but that's not using it, right? Because really, let's break this down. If you have potential, you claim you have all the ingredients to be successful. Like, you have the recipe to bake the cake, you have all the ingredients to bake the cake, but yet you have not actually made the cake and put it in the oven so that we both can eat the cake. That means that you're saying that you have what it takes to be successful, but you have a low will or no motivation to execute it. You don't know, or now, potential to me does not mean that you're in the process of making, a lot of money, or it doesn't mean that you're in the process of getting there. See, potential to me just means like there are steps that you are simply not taking to be successful. Now, if you're in school or you have invested in a property and you got to wait for the return, that's different. You are in the process, okay? So I'm not talking to you. The men that are in the process of being successful, I'm not talking to you. I'm talking about the men who would sit around and talk about all their hopes and dreams, but put no action behind it. These are the same men that you will see putting action behind other things. Like, you will see these men, let's just say, chasing women. I'm gonna throw it out there. They'll go chase women. They'll go maybe do a physical activity. They'll do things that they'll go to the bar and drink, or they hang out with their friends, or whatever it is they like to do. You see them put action behind those things, right? They have no problems doing that. But when it comes to making some real money, being successful, and when I mean successful, everybody's definition is different, but we do need money in this world, okay? Can we agree? So if you can take whatever you love that you're good at and make money out of it, that'll be perfect. So when you run into a guy who keeps talking about, oh, he wants to do this, he wants to do that, but he's not executing it, essentially what that means to me is that he has a low will and low motivation. So this person was saying, oh, a woman would deal with a thug and loser and stick by him and let him make mistakes, but the guy who has potential, she won't stick by him because he has a low will and low motivation. I hate to break it to these type of men, but if you, now, yeah, you're better than a thug. Trust me, you're better than a thug and a car thief and a dope boy. I would never take that from you. However, sir, if you feel like you're a lot better than a thug and car thief and bomb just because you're not doing certain things, but you still haven't made none out of your life, and you're still not, and you have low motivation, low will, and you're not pursuing your dreams and goals, you're not that much better than him. I know you want to place yourself way above him, but instead of you, once again, comparing yourself to somebody that you claim is beneath you, how about you compare yourself to the guys that are successful? How about you try to strive to where they're at? Instead of trying to make yourself feel better about you having no motivation and low will, and turning to the people who you feel is beneath you, just like the men who try to compare themselves to women but claim they're better than women, they're the leader, but yet they say they make more money than a woman. Like those losers, those men who are failures, a man who compares himself to a woman is a failure. So like those men, instead of being like those men, you're doing another version of that. What you're doing is You're comparing yourself to the car thief, the bum, and dope boy because, you know, essentially you are better than him. Oh, he's trash. Oh, he's the lowest of the low. Don't get it twisted. But you feel you're a lot better than him, so you feel like, why would the woman deal with him? Well, first of all, any woman that deals with those type of men are low vibrational women, and you shouldn't want them anyway. Why do you want those women anyway? Why would you want a woman that will even want to deal with a man like that? Because usually those women, something's wrong with them as well. That's why they're gravitating towards each other. So the fact that these men are out here, I'm gonna say this real quickly, the fact that these men are out here complaining about certain women wanting thugs and bombs and car thieves, that tells me that they just want all the women to have sex with them. So whatever a woman chooses that's not them, they're going to be upset. So let me give you an example. If a woman is dating a thug, a bomb, he's going to say, oh, all the women want thugs and bombs, and something's wrong with her. And yes, something is wrong with her for wanting that guy. But he's not really upset at that. He's upset that she didn't choose him. Because see, the men, they want to have all the vagina. They want to have access to multiple women sexually. So if a woman's choosing a guy that's not him, in his mind, he just feels like, I'm not getting chosen, and this is a problem. And then if the woman chooses a guy that makes a lot of money, then she's called a gold digger. And then he says, I can't stand gold diggers, I hate you. But yeah, if he had a lot of money and the women were chasing him, he would not be complaining on YouTube. So do you see what I'm saying here? The men don't really care about the thugs and the bombs, and they don't really care about the rich men. They just care that they're not neither one of them and that they're not getting chosen. They never talk about the women that choose them, though, because most men that I have ran into have an average income. Either they're poor or average. The average person is not bowling like that, but they're still getting laid. Okay, so I don't, the most men I see are pretty average looking, and they're still able to get girlfriends and get sex. So I'm confused here. So these men are complaining about women choosing thugs, bombs, and car thieves, but if you have potential and you're not using it, you're not that much above him. So instead of you looking behind you at people that you feel that you can out measure, that looking behind you and comparing yourself to people that you feel that you can beat out, that's gonna keep you complacent and mediocre. See, that's why you're not. That's why you're still in the potential phase, and you're not actually motivated to make any moves because you're comparing yourself to the wrong men. Instead of looking behind you at the lowlights, which are the dope boys, the bombs, and the car thieves, okay? Instead of looking at them, how about you look above you? And look, nobody's better than anybody, but let's just keep it real, okay? You're looking at these men because you feel they're beneath you, okay? And they're pretty low, okay? In and out of jail, yeah, they're low. But the men who have more than you and who have pursued their dreams and goals, you don't compare yourself to them. Because if you was, you would be out of that potential phase, which is not useful to anybody, and you would be already into the making money phase and the being successful phase, okay? So can you please stop talking about what the low lives are dating and the women that are choosing them, because those women are low lives too. Can you start just worrying about you being successful and you getting out of the potential phase and moving to the being successful phase? Because you having potential and you're not using it is not benefiting anybody. Okay? What is the point? It's like, me saying that I have the recipe for a cake and have all the ingredients, but yet I never make the cake and put it in the oven to bake it so I can eat it. It's pointless, okay? So to the women, there is no point of you dating a guy with potential. And let me take that back. There's no point of you dating a guy with potential and he's not using it. Okay? Because a lot of people have potential to do a lot of stuff, but that don't mean they're gonna do it. For example, a woman can have the potential to lose weight. Potential just basically means she has the capability of doing it. She can go on a diet, she can work out, but that doesn't mean she's gonna do it. A lot of people have the potential to do a lot of things. That just because most people have the potential to do a lot of great things, but that does not mean they're going to do it. So you talking about you got potential, you're not dateable at this point. Okay, once you get out of the potential phase and you get into the being motivated, and let's get into this motivating and all this stuff. Okay. If you're not motivated and you have a low will, you're not, you're better than a dope boy and a drug dealer and all that. You're definitely better than him, but you're not as far ahead of him as you think you are. Okay, you're really not. You're just talking about him because you better than him. But you never compare yourself to those successful men. Okay, you never do that. You keep talking about the dope boys. Now, why you worry about who they pulling? Okay, because the successful men, if your concern is that the dope boys and thugs and all that are getting all the women, okay, they could be getting a decent amount of women, but those women are trashy. But let's talk about the men with money and the men with money and who are successful. How many women can they get? They can get a lot of women too now, you know. Come on, and very beautiful women at that. Why don't you work? Why don't you striving to be that? Why you keep looking behind you? And to make yourself feel better, you keep talking about I got potential. No. You need to be halfway through, meaning doing something. Stop talking about what you coulda, woulda, shoulda did and get into action. I thought men were action prone. There's no point in a woman dating a guy that has potential, but that's not using it. If you're not using your potential, it's useless. It's not benefiting anybody. It's not benefiting you. It's not benefiting any woman that might date you. So you can stop telling women, oh, I got potential and y'all won't stick by, dude. Okay, so how long you gonna have potential until you're 80? I mean, when are you gonna actually implement your potential and use it to become successful? When are you going to actually make moves? I mean, I don't understand. You're just going to keep talking? When are you going to enroll in school? When are you going to invest in that property you've been talking about? When are you going to try to own your own business that you've been talking about? When are you going to do it? You keep talking about it, but you never do anything. Just like these men get mad when their significant other, if she gains weight, they talk about, oh, work out, eat healthy, and do that, and do all that, and they get upset when you don't do it, right? And then she says, well, I have a potential, but you won't stick by me. They like, no, because you know what it takes. And if you don't know what it takes, I can help you, or we can learn together. I can help you. I can work with you. But I need to see you put action into it. You might not get there overnight. This is not about a person getting there overnight. This is about a person actually putting action into it to get there. When you're not putting any action into it, you really don't give a damn. So to the women, I don't see any point of you dating a man with potential and he's not using it. If he's not actively doing what he said he needs to do to get to where he needs to be, there's no use of dealing with him. He's just gonna drag this along until he gets motivation and willpower. That could never come, because obviously he has issues with motivation and willpower. So he could never get motivated enough or have enough willpower. And he might be the emotional type guy to where he can't keep going. He might be the type of guy where, like I said, he's emotional and he can't work towards a goal. He gets distracted easily or in his feelings easily to where he can't. And you know, it could not be he's emotional. I don't know. It could be part he's emotional. It could be also that he gets distracted easily, or that, like I said, he has a low willpower and things upset him quickly or get him off track easily. So he can't stay focused on his goal. If he even have a direct goal, he might not even have a goal. He might just be telling you he has potential and just making it up to keep you around. So women, I don't think you need to waste your time with men with potential. If he's not using it, then he's no benefit to himself or to you.